Hey guys, I'm trying to give people the opportunity to come in here. Um, just wanted to go live and have a discussion with you guys real quick. I hope everybody has had a good day today. I can't see who you are, guys, so as you come in, if you will, just give us a quick hello so that we can properly greet you all as you come in. I don't know. Oh, I'm not using an app. So therefore, the only way I see you all is when you say something. I hope you guys have been doing good today. I know I have. I will start out by saying that Pete said her baby went home today, which is definitely a blessing. And if you guys are having a problem hearing me, let me know. I do have a microphone. Also, I can turn this fan off. How are you all doing today? I don't see any. How do I see the chat? Hey guys, welcome to the chat. I know y'all don't really see me go live that often, but I do promise you guys I am going to improve on that. I'm gonna try to get this thing ready. What do y'all think about the baby going home today? According to Peach, her baby is going home today. And I wanted to discuss with y'all, the reason I did this live is she put up a short either today or yesterday talking about one thing y'all can't say is that I don't take care of my kids. And the thing about it is, the baby was 6 pounds, but she alleged the baby was a preemie. Now, also, she said the baby was due, I think, either July or August. First of all, even when you go to get a pregnancy test, they give you a date. So it's no way that she didn't have a date on when her baby was due exactly. So the fact that she said July, August. Sorry guys, dropped the phone. Either she didn't go to the doctor at all, or she just playing games with her followers. And I mean, I guess she's entitled to do that if that's what she want to do. Okay. Hope y'all can see me good. I am on my phone, y'all, and I am not using any kind of app. Actually sitting here doing some shot with me shorts and getting ready to shoot a shot with me for my channel. Alexa, turn on master. So tell me what y'all think. I don't know if, let me see, let me go look in my other phone because I don't see anything being written. So I can't tell if y'all are saying anything or not. I'm plugging up my phone. I'm going to pull up my other phone so I can see if you guys are actually writing anything. Is this the bag you're looking for? Hey, Miss James. Okay, so now I see the chat. I didn't see anything at first. So tell me, what do y'all think? Okay, Peach had the baby, according to her, around the 30th of last month. Today is the 22nd. So that means the baby would have had about 22 NICU days. Um, she went shopping. Her big shop was just yesterday. So, what do you guys think? I mean, even if she was 8 months pregnant and had 1 to 2 months left, that's still 7 months pregnant and hadn't bought so much as a sock. Um, no, but I have a freestyle Libre. Yeah. Maybe you left it recently, but what I was saying is she just went shopping for the baby yesterday. So even if she had 1 to 2 months left, that means she's 7 to 8 months pregnant, right? So she went all the way to 7 months and not even buying a sock for her baby. What do y'all think about that? Usually, after you hit the 26-week period, people start buying. And then, usually, by the time they are at, what? Let me see. About the same time, 24 weeks. Usually, people start buying after 24 weeks. Usually, um, they will make a registry at 24 weeks because that's viability. Once a baby hits the 24-week point in utero, usually, even if they do come sometimes early, they will still survive. So you still want to be prepared. Yeah, it's not mathing. Now, I ain't trying to count her money, but that's another thing that ain't math. Now, we just got paid yesterday. So, being that we just got paid, all of a sudden she goes to Buy Buy Baby and buys all this stuff. Now, maybe she just didn't have the money. And if that's the case, I mean, she's human. We're all allowed, and she grown. But the thing about it is, she got credit cards. Let her tell it she got Roth IRAs. She could have borrowed against her IRA. I mean, so many other things could have been done. So, with that being the case, why is she doing things the way she's doing it? And somebody came into my comment saying that they feel like that she did not want her baby to survive, which I don't believe that. And their justification for it was the fact that she didn't have any ultrasound. She didn't take us to any doctor's appointments, even when her baby first got to the point that it wasn't moving a lot. She didn't go get checked out and things of this nature. But, you know, I a lot of people aren't that in tune to where they would know. So it probably just took her a while. So I definitely wouldn't want to wish anything like that on her. Well, I mean, yeah, but only if it had issues or if it had deficiencies or if it was a real preemie. I don't think that baby was a preemie. I think that it's a lot of information she just is not telling us. They never said anything about the baby had underdeveloped anything or that anything was wrong with the baby. The only thing that happened is that the baby had to go through the cooling process. Now, she didn't even tell us why the baby went through the cooling process. I did research to find out why. And primarily it's HEI, which is a condition to where the baby's brain was deprived of oxygen for a period of time. And so what they do is they cool the baby down so that the body can work less, the body can be less functioning, and any brain damage that normally would set in wouldn't set in. They cool the baby for 1 to 3 days. No, excuse me, 3 to 5 days, because that second and third day is when most of the damage would be done normally. But this therapeutic, what is it called? I think it's called I can't remember the name, but it's a therapeutic something, hypothermia, therapeutic hypothermia. It cools the baby down, and every 1 to 2 degrees you can cool the baby down will help it up to 5 to 10%. So it's very effective. The chemicals that cause the brain damage is not able to do what it needs to do if the baby's cooled down. So that's why the baby was in the NICU, because it had to go through all of that. All the tubes we saw and all the things we saw on the baby was the stuff that was cooling the baby down. Yep. She should have bought stuff for the baby a long time ago. Peach got arrogant. You know, when she got successful, she got arrogant. She is an intelligent young lady. And so she started acting like she was better than people because she was making all this money. And it went to her head. And so when things started going bad for her, instead of trying to get herself together, what she did was started being mean, started being nasty to people, started being paranoid, like everybody was out to get her. It's just crazy. Instead of just stepping back and getting her bearings and moving forward in a different way, she didn't have to tell us everything that was going on. She just now admitted that she's broke. Let me say that right. That she was broke. Like her income went down significantly. And that's not even broke, but it's broke compared to what she's used to making. So that's why she was actually waiting on her paycheck to do this and do that. Now she's still acting now like she's got money, doing her videos and stuff. She basically said, instead of doing all the shorts and reels that she was doing, she stopped doing that. She adjusted the type of videos that she's doing back to more long form content, which meant she was over here on YouTube. So now she had to do that adjustment, and she had to earn her money in a different way instead of all the shorts. But she mentioned that the reels or some type of reels program is coming back over there on Facebook. But the thing about it is that's so crazy. She's making thousands, upwards of 50. She had a month, according to her, to where she made over $100,000 in 1 month. Now, you made all that money, you ain't say nothing? That's crazy. Yeah, you're right, Miss James. She's not a nice person. She's not helpful. She doesn't have to humble herself to us, but she should humble herself to God. Like, she should be grateful. She should find a way to give back for the blessings that he gave her and things of that nature. She don't owe us nothing. I think she just had to go through a public lesson, though, because of how she has acted. So everything, all of her negativity played out in the front of all of us. Now, what do y'all think about the situation with Wood? Do y'all think that he is a husband that is an appropriate husband? Let me say it like that. Like, is he a guy that you could see yourself dating? Like, is he being the man of the house? Now, she's the breadwinner, but do you think that she's the breadwinner because he just using her? Or do you think that she's the breadwinner because it just happens, she's just making more money? Because, like, over the last 30 days, I've been seeing him very consistent on his channel. Hey, everybody in the chat. A lot of you guys I can't see. I don't see names. Let me see if I hit this. Will it let me see who's in here? Nope. If you will, though, please hit that like button. I just want to come and check in with you guys today. I've been out all day. I had to go to the VA. Wasn't feeling well this morning. Really wasn't feeling well last night either. I do have a couple of videos that will be coming up later tonight. I didn't have the opportunity to do it earlier. Like I said, I wasn't feeling well. So, one of the videos will be about Wood. It won't be about Peach. Another one will be about Keisha K. Lee. And I think the third one is about Liv. Now, I don't talk about her a lot on the channel, but it's just been a lot going on dealing with her. Quite frankly, I spent the little time I was online last night trying to figure out what the heck was going on with some picture that she was involved in. But it was that picture somebody took in Walmart of her a long time ago, and now for some reason, or maybe she didn't know about the picture at first, and now she found out. So now she's online trying to figure out who took the picture of her or something. I don't know. But anyway, also I do have a Jacksons of Atlanta video coming as well. It would either come out later tonight or tomorrow. So be sure y'all stay tuned for that. But guys, I just wanted to come in and chat with you guys for a little bit. I've been on here for 20 minutes. Um, and just kind of, I guess it is the middle of the day. People are just getting home. People are cooking for their families and things of this nature. Um, Maybe I should have came on a little bit later. I might actually try to come back later. It is 20 people in here, and I do appreciate all of you guys. I was just hoping that we had more people kind of involved in the conversation. Obviously, that makes for a better conversation. But I do appreciate you, Miss Judith James and Passion Elisa. Now, I just, I know I followed you recently, Passion Elisa. Also, if I remember correctly, you already have 500 subs on your channel, if I remember correctly. You may want to go, I think at that point, become eligible for the light program, the um, partnership light, which it doesn't allow you to get ad revenue, but it does allow you the benefits of everything else, including monetizing your following. People can super chat you, super thanks you. Um, you can have membership, just whatever else you'd like to do on your channel, that is available at that level. So if you haven't looked at that, definitely check that out. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get off here shortly, but just let me know what you guys think. Let me know, those of you that are in here. What do you think about it though? What do you think about the way that Peach prepared for the baby? What do you think about the care of the child? The fact that she did not spend, I mean, me personally, me and my daughter actually talked about this last night. And I told her, if I had a baby in the NICU, I would try to spend at least 50% of my day at the NICU. Like, I can't see, if I have a baby with that type of situation, why I would leave and go home. Why would I leave and go home and come every day like I'm visiting him and not parenting him? Like, that is just beyond for me. That's another thing that I thought about. She's back to going to the casino almost every day. She has a child in the NICU. Up to last week, he had tubes everywhere, going into almost every orifice of his body. Why on earth are you around someone? It's already bad enough. She goes home. She has 6 kids at home that goes, so she says, to um some summer camp or something. So they going and they around all of that stuff, but yet you going back to the hospital and you taking every germ that you accessed at home. But she compounds it by going to all these stores. She's going to the casino. Yeah, I did first thing this morning. I did a short about that, and that's the reason that I also am having this conversation. He is supposedly um, he supposedly went home today. 2 days ago, she said the only thing that was keeping him at the hospital is that he had to be bottle fed for 24 hours straight. But she wasn't there for the feeding. So if his nurse had too many babies, she didn't have a time to feed him because she said he eats slow. So with him eating slow, she didn't have time to feed him, which meant that she put a feeding tube in, which started his time over. So a lot of the time, that's what was holding him back. He could have already been at home. I mentioned to my daughter, I felt like that's partially her fault. My daughter felt I was wrong for saying that. We actually discussed that earlier, Shannon. He had When the baby came, he was deprived of oxygen for a period of time. Peach did not confirm it, but it was said that the baby was deprived of oxygen because the cord was wrapped around his neck in utero. That's why they had to do the emergency C-section to get him out so that they could, get him together. She said he was a preemie, that she still had a month or so, 1 to 2 months to go before he was due, but he was already 6 pounds and some ounces. Yeah, that is bad. She does a lot for views. She admitted that she lost a whole bunch of income when um, Facebook Reels went away. Although she talked trash, talking about y'all hoes want me to be broke again. Whether they wanted that or not, it ain't their fault that Facebook took their program. So her income went down. But instead of her being nice, she got more nasty. And since she was nasty to people, people stopped buying them little weak bundles, them $2, $3 bundles. If you taking your bundle price all the way down to $1, that's letting us know it ain't worth nothing. Update the information, and at that point, you will probably do better as far as sales because it's new information. Even people that already purchased will probably purchase your updated bundle to make sure that they have that information. Or maybe the first one didn't work. They may try it again if it's not too expensive. You know, that's the $1 million question on the streets. Is this guy talking to the young lady online? Now, the interesting thing is she seems to come up with information that is proprietary. Like, it's not open general information. Like, for me, when I saw her baby and I saw some of what was going on, I knew some things, and then I was able to use the content and find out other things. Now, about the baby's cord being around the neck, that wasn't nothing public. Somebody came to me with that information, and that does cause the HEI, the something encephalopathy is what it's called. But whatever that condition is basically oxygen deprivation to the brain of a baby. So the cord works in with that. That the treatment of that for most babies, that's why they had to move him to a different hospital, is that therapeutic hypothermia. That's the treatment that he received, and it probably saved him from like major issues. They didn't say he had anything that was premature. He just they were trying to prevent brain damage, so they put him through the hypothermia program, and that's how that works. So that's what he was there for. But with that, he may have a temporary memory loss, or it may be things that he has to learn, that his instincts don't kick in automatically because they kind of had to cool him down, which almost puts him into like a comatose state. I'm saying the word comatose, but I'm not saying that he was in a coma. So let's be clear about that. But it puts him in a state that his body is not functioning 100%, so that the possible damage won't happen. That's what that was. So with that being the case, he may have had to, at first they was feeding him with a syringe, then they went to a bottle, and then he upgraded and finally did breastfeeding. But for her to say how much that she was so in love with her kids and blah blah blah, I just find it crazy that even when she's not at the hospital, she does not make the effort to bring somebody in or get, family help, because I would not want my baby at the hospital by himself. I wouldn't. My daughter just had a baby in March. I think she spent 2 days in the hospital. When I tell you them 2 days, my granddaughter left her mama's room maybe 10 minutes. She let her go to she let her go down there to do whatever they had to do and bring her right back. They didn't even give her a bath. Then she had to go back down there again right before she left. She was because of her color, they were trying to make sure that she wasn't jaundiced. So they let her go down there for that. Then even when she came home the next day, she had to go back to the hospital and be seen, and they just had to double check at that 3 day period to make sure that she didn't develop jaundice or something, but because she was really pink. um but I just can't imagine your child is at the hospital. I get that she has a lot of kids, but she should have something in place, because all of your kids should at some point in time need you individually, from what she says now. So with that being the case, she should definitely be making the efforts. I mean, there should be some things in place. Just like the other day, she had her brother driving her around and all this, then the third. Okay, you got your brother driving you around. Then Wood could be, with so many kids, or either your brother could be helping you with the other kids. Like, it just don't make no sense. It don't. So, little sister say the so-called mistress said the baby was going to home around the 20th. That is uncanny. It really is. So what do y'all think about that though? Do y'all think that their relationship is really attached, or that they just going through the motions? Now she definitely cares about him, but it just seemed like he is just checked out, like emotionally. He there because his kids there. He say his kids mean the world to him. I mean, it was even time. As a matter of fact, when he was so called put out, he was staying at the hospital. You can't have no 7, 8 kids and say you don't trust nobody, baby. You gonna have to trust somebody. Your family. You gonna have to trust the schools to teach them. You gonna have to trust doctors to treat them. Like that don't go together. Now, the diapers they bought them at Bye Bye Baby. Bye Bye Baby is going out of business. But you know what? Bye Bye Baby is on one of those delivery services. I don't know. That don't make sense, because I would have ordered my Pampers from Amazon. They do the same deal if you buy. No, he didn't. He bought Pampers at Target. If you buy $60 worth of Pampers at Amazon, they give you $20 back. They do, and that's what Target did to him. So I mean, sometimes for her to be so smart, she ain't. But I think the problem is she needs content. So she's doing everything that they can that was seen worthwhile in a video. I think she's doing it as content. Passion Lisa, she do. That girl got. She does. I think she got at least two conditions. Yeah, but he got his channel. Now he done gained about 17,000 followers in the last 30 days. So he can definitely eat off of his channel too. Honestly, food channels do really well. So he don't need her, but he ain't gonna leave them kids. Now, if he ever tried to leave, I think that she would give him a hard time with his kids. But I'm gonna say this: a lot of people be trying to say he don't care about her. Yes, he do. I believe he care about her because you would not put up with that kind of mess and how she treats him like a dog. You wouldn't put up with that from no woman you didn't care about. You know what? An open marriage concept. I don't think Peach is mature enough to have an open marriage with her husband. Now, do he have an open marriage? Like, meaning I'm going to do what I want to do anyway, and I know she ain't going to leave me alone? That could be the case, but she's not going to go along with that because she too territorial, and she too possessive, and she too off. Yeah, no. If they got one, it ain't cause she want one. But if she get mad at him and kick him out, she gonna stalk him because she don't want him to be free to do things on his own. He seen those few days that she so called put him out. I believe that he was away from. He may not have been away from the house, but he was definitely away from her. He was at the beach a lot, and he was walking around because he was doing shorts. And that's when he had started doing the shorts, and he seemed so peaceful. He really did. So I don't know. He just seemed like it's whatever. Like I want my family because I got 7 kids with this lady. You know. So where he going? But at the same, and then that's a whole lot of child support. But at the same time, I don't think he happy with her. He don't. He said that I done been through too much in my life. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Take me as I am. Basically, that's basically what he was saying. She want flowers. He even though he know that'll make her feel better, he still won't do it. He, I mean, and I guess when you calling him a bum Monday and you want flowers Wednesday, like, yeah, nah. I think she has crossed the line with that guy, and he is not. I don't think that he has it in him to show her affection like that. I think that he's really over it. I think that he is tired, and it's unfortunate that you can take a person there. You know how some people stay together. Somebody was talking about this because they just recently left their husband. It's another channel I watch, and she was saying, my mom and daddy been together 40 years. My father's always been the person to take care of the home, blah blah blah. But she mentioned that her mother and father don't even sleep in the same room. So that part of the relationship is gone. But I mean, after you've been together so long, you just kind of go through the motions. I don't know, but I think he is going through the motions. He care about her, but when it comes to the affection, I just don't think he got it in him. Yeah, and I think he likes spending the time with the kids and stuff when she be out doing her videos and stuff. I think he like that. Now, one thing I'll say about that doggone Peach, baby, she gonna get out and she gonna do that content. She switched from doing content to trying to sell, which is nothing wrong with that. But she don't have a personality. She's one of those people that be on. She's not on her. She on her big bag, big bank, but she don't know how to run a business. She know how to hustle. So she know how to get the money one time, but she don't know how to turn people into customers. That's why they buy from her and they don't never, there's no service after the sale. You don't ever see anybody really say that, hey, I took what I got from her and became this, that, and the third, and they don't come back. And they don't come back. It is. Gambling costs more. Being an alcoholic is cheap compared to being a doggone addicted to gambling. You don't, and that's another thing, and that's a part of the reason I think that now she bought his other son a car. But I think that kid came before their kids. Anybody that came within the marriage, I don't think she do for. She said the only kids she worry about is the kids in her house. She make that known. And for me, a dude, especially a dude that love his kids, a real dude love all his kids. Now you got some guys that love the kids that he got with you while he with you, but then when he moved to the next chick, he love them kids, but not the ones over here. Them ain't no real dudes to me. Like Chris over there at my Jazzy Life. Um, I think he has a relationship with all his children. And to be with a woman who basically treats the outside kids like outside kids, yeah, that's something also that can make a man not his attachment to you break. She said that she has a gambling problem and she said she addicted to her husband too. I don't know if Wood go outside the marriage all the time. But he has before. I mean, honestly, well, and I just mentioned that earlier. The reason that she puts up with it is because she don't want nobody else to have him. She don't want that. Peach ain't a horribly ugly girl, but she has a horribly ugly personality, so she might not be able to get with nobody else. But the thing about it is, she don't want nobody else. But she's so arrogant and nasty to folks until, I mean, she might not be able to get anybody. Especially how fertile she is. A dude ain't finna deal with that. But I think that he do be having his other kids now. Mahogany, I do think that he does have his other children. Somebody else said her class was slow. Damn, I ain't know that. I ain't know he had a grandchild. Now I don't know if she had anybody before Wood, but right before she got out of high school, she was pregnant by Wood. She went to college locally instead of going to college where she had, cause she had a, I think, a scholarship to go to school, but she didn't go to school because her mom was like, well, she felt like she couldn't go to school no more because she had the child, but her mom was like, just go to school at home, I'll help. But the thing was, I don't think Peach understands, like, the way she makes her money. Hey, Black T, we talk about Peach McIntyre, but the way Peach makes her money, most people don't make money like that. So her mother has to get it 1 hour at a time, like everybody else. So with that being the case, she thinks that, her mama shouldn't have charged her this like gas money. Hell, when I was in high school and my mama used to take me to work, I paid her gas money. Um, and shoot, after a certain amount of time, she made me pay a bill and everything, give her a part of my check, all of that. I mean, parents have to do what they have to do because you are putting an extra cost on them. And they need to be able to make the bills and get you to work because you ain't got no car and things of that nature. So she didn't understand that. And instead, she felt like that's childhood trauma and her mama was being nasty to her. Not to mention, most of her family didn't like her because of her doggone mouth. Exactly, Sharon Smith. Even if that baby was due in August, it's no way that baby was already 6 pounds and due August, September. It's no way. Now, that baby probably was due maybe in another 2 weeks or something like that. But the last 2 months is when the weight really comes. Everything else comes before that. I mean, I don't know. I just, I never really paid a lot of attention to Wood before this, so I don't know what he got going on. Plus, I don't really listen to a lot of other stuff. That must be somebody doing uh he must be trolling, talking about something about an adult diaper. No, if you not being funny, no. But I'm removing you anyway. Okay, I want to address the solo sister life about the kids not having about the kids saying that they don't get enough time. That has to do with parenting. If you have a child in a NICU and the rest of the kids are at home and your child needs you, that child needs you more than any of those other children need you. It's your job as a parent to teach your children that, look, baby sister or brother needs me right now, so I'm gonna need you to be understanding. For them to be complaining to her and her sitting up there talking about, oh, this or that, you a fool. You not a good. That's your bad, not the kids. They know what they were taught. So because they were taught that they can ask and complain and whatever, and they supposed to get what they want, that's how she taught them. So that's on her. That's not on them kids. But your child is in a NICU. Where she should have been every day is at the NICU. She should have spent every day at the NICU. She should have slept there every day. In the afternoon, maybe for 5 hours or whatever the time that they're less busy with her baby. She should have went home, spent some time at home, made sure the kids was good. If she had to pick out clothes for the kids, do that, whatever she got to do at home, and then took her butt back to the NICU. That baby needed her. Them kids are okay. That child was in ICU. And for you to even feel like you can compare those apples to oranges, that's a level of ignorance that she possessed and therefore her kids possess, because that made no sense. Hey, from Australia. And you right, she posted that she was pregnant way more than 9 months ago. Oh, but she claimed that first pregnancy that she had a miscarriage. So I don't know. I know I would have been, and I feel like anybody that I know would have been with their newborn, that they would not have been at home. They would have been with their newborn baby and making sure that that child is getting the proper care. They would have made sure they were feeding anything that the child needed. Every day that the doctors came in, they would have been right there. Her doctors had to call her and tell her what was going on. Like, I could see if you out of town and that's the situation, because you can't get back and forth to the hospital. But honestly, I feel like if you have a NICU baby, you should be at the NICU with your babies. Now, it was another young lady that I watched. She had her kids did come as preemies, and they had to be sent off to a hospital 2 hours away and in the NICU. Where she lived, her and her husband only had one vehicle, and the kids were a couple hours away. So she stayed at home where she had the baby at, as opposed to going to the NICU. Now, she also had 4 kids at home. She had family that helped and all of that, but she still stayed at home. Now, I don't know, maybe mobily it wasn't viable or feasible for her to go to the NICU. That was 2 hours away, because she still had to have, like, if she was up there, she was stuck there. She didn't have a way back and forth. So unfortunately, that she had to deal with that. So that makes sense. But if I had a vehicle and could go back and forth, it wasn't too far, all of that, I think I would have been at the hospital with my child. Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with her channel, but us as commentators, we really try not to speak too much on other commentators. And quite frankly, I try to, if it's something that I feel comfortable saying, like that I feel like I know, um, things of this nature, I don't know if they're really dealing with each other or not. So I would hate to say it and it's not true, but I can attest to the fact that a lot of the things that she say is, it kind of goes along with what be happening. Also, I remember looking at a video on her channel, and it was mentioned that, in the text, that he said he was going to send her some money. Now, that's one thing to fake, that somebody talking to you, but if they sending you bread, I mean, you can't fake no money. I mean, it ain't going to come out the air. So, he might be talking. And then she's nice to him. She's supportive. I'm speaking of the back and forth text messages that she shows. Men are human too. They want to have somebody talk to them nice, treat them nice, care about them, and all of that stuff. So if she's going to do that, and this woman that's in his face every day isn't, he might look that way. He human. I mean, he human. Yep. The Ronald McDonald House definitely supports. And a lot of NICUs that are in bigger cities, that have a lot of smaller cities around, if they don't have a Ronald McDonald House or a Fisher House, because even the VA in Augusta, they have a Fisher House for family who may have uh, veterans in the mental health unit at that VA, because that's the main mental health unit for the southern region of the VA. So they have that. So usually you do have the support, but when I referred to the other lady, I don't think she had transportation. So if somebody were to bring her up there, I think that's where the issue would have come in at. So, hold on. I'm reporting somebody, honey, because I don't play that over here. Okay. Um, but I just, for me personally, I'm speaking from my personal opinion and my personal feelings. Other people may feel different about it. I feel like that woman should have been there with her baby. Now, clearly she was making a lot of content. So she feels that she has to make content every day. I would have tried to find stuff around the hospital to make content about. It's unfortunate that that would have still put out where her child was, but she put out where he was. She never hid the hospital information. What she probably could have did is spent 12 hours at the hospital, spent 3 hours doing content between the hospital, between home, and then did the other stuff, that spent the other time with your children, and go back to the hospital and sleep at the hospital. I mean, she still could have did that. There's no reason why. It was a few days she didn't even go to the hospital. I don't know, honey. These new mamas, these new generation mamas, it's some different stuff, honey. I know folks. If they kids was sick and they had to go to work, they would have went to work and came right back to the hospital. Like, at home would have been the hospital. I mean, but it's just different. Yeah. So, Janine, that makes sense. So when she couldn't be there, she had a family member that was able to be there for her child. That's what I'm saying. Even if Peach couldn't be there, her and Wood should have took turns. When she was there, Wood could have been at home. Then when she went home for, let's say, 5 to 6 hours with the kids, then Wood could have went to the hospital. My baby would have had somebody up there at least 12 to 18 hours a day. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. Yeah, and then you have family and friends watch the kids at home if you have children that need special provisions. It's just the way life is. Even with her 7 kids, if she had a kid that got into sports, what's she gonna do if all the kids can't go to the game? That boy can't go to his game. I mean, that don't make no sense. You make provisions for stuff like that. But at any rate, y'all, like I said, I just wanted to ask y'all feelings on how she handled it, on the things that she did, on her preparation. I just thought that was very odd, especially big bag, big bank. I thought that was very odd that she didn't have more preparation for this child. That child should have already had Pampers, and she just had a baby a year ago. She could have took some of the other baby's clothes and like the little t-shirts and stuff. Like my daughter, her daughter's in a 3 to 6 month now. Her 0 to 3s, she put all her 0 to 3s in a container. She plans on having at least one more baby. She wants a girl and a boy, but she kept the girl clothes in case she have a girl, so she has some stuff already. Most people do that, especially when you having babies like that back to back. So she should have at least had t-shirts at home. Or when she went to the hospital after everything settled down, she should have been able to go and somebody go to the hospital for her. I mean, it just lackluster, and it makes no sense the things that she doing. No, I don't think it was anything wrong with her baby, Miss Diane. I think what happened was his umbilical cord got wrapped around his neck, but it happens to a lot of kids, so it's not an emergent situation all the time. But some babies' circulation get cut off. I think that baby moved a lot, so his circulation got cut off. That's why the baby had stopped moving. When she went to the hospital, he was he had a heartbeat, but he wasn't moving. But then he coded. When he coded, they took her in for an emergency C-section. They took the baby out so that they could help him. They could help him more out than in, because in he just would have it would have been an unfortunate situation. So that's what happened. So then that hospital had to send him to the hospital he ended up going to in Tampa in order for them to provide the therapeutic hypothermia therapy, which helped him not have nothing wrong. That is a very, gosh, what is the word? Progressive, positive, that's a good therapy. Let me just say it like that. The word that I'm trying to say, I can't think of it. But that is a very good um, therapy that can help a child who would ordinarily have brain damage end up 100% fine. It's chemicals that cause brain damage. Anytime anybody gets brain damage, that system, that hypothermia, therapeutic hypothermia, can prevent the body's brain from creating the chemicals that makes the brain damage. That's what happened. Yeah, that's what my daughter said she was gonna do. But she said if her second baby a boy, she done. She gonna get rid of them clothes. But for now, she said she keeping them. Yeah, she should. And her 1 year old, she just had that baby what, a year to a year and a half ago. It's no reason she didn't have nothing. And that baby, and I think the The 1 year old and the 3 year old is still in Pampers. So as far as wherever she bought a Pampers, she should already have Pampers. Once that baby hit 6 months in the stomach, she should already been buying Pampers. My daughter got Pampers all the way up to size, I think, 4 or 5, and her daughter 3 months. And we started at 24 months. I mean, excuse me, 24 weeks. Once the baby became viable, she created her registry, and we started buying from it. Miss Maxwell, my understanding is her baby went home today. This morning she put out a short showing them going with the car seat and all that stuff to the hospital, to the NICU, because they have to inspect the car seat before you take your baby home. She took it, and so she was like, y'all know what this means. And 2 days ago she said that the only reason her child was still in the NICU was that he had we've been on here for about an hour. I really appreciate you guys coming and checking in with me. I am going to be doing lives more often. We're going to be talking about some other mommies. We also can talk about other subjects. If you guys want to do a live and you want to talk about something specific, and you let me know in the comments, we can definitely prepare accordingly, especially if it's something I need to do research about, because I always try to know as much as I can about something when I talk about it. We can talk about anything. I have no problem. I'm primarily a channel that is a mommy and a grandmommy, and then I talk about mommies. So that's what this channel really revolves around. So if you guys want to get down with the get down, hey, I'm here for you. So I appreciate all you. Hey, Live, Laugh, Love, how you doing? Dad, I hate you just came in. We finna close it out. Yeah, but it'll be there. We was talking about Peach McIntyre, about her kids, about how she cared for the child. If you guys felt that the way she took care of that baby is appropriate and things of that nature. So it was a good little chat, and we'll have more. Like I said, I'm gonna do lives more often. But yeah, I got an appointment coming up, so I gotta jump off of here. So guys, I appreciate you all coming in again. Thank you. Please hit that like button. And I will see you guys in my next live. See you later. And again, I appreciate you all so much.